yes, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Michael Smith. I'm the National Consumer Education Manager of Janome Canada. And then, yes, I'm coming to you live from the Janome Sewing and Learning Centre in Oakville, Ontario. And then, yes, later today I will be back to my palatial estate in Collingwood. Today was just a quick trip to the office to get a couple of things done, again, to get some more supplies, and then away I go. So, yes, but thank you all for taking time out of your busy days to then join me for another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. So yes, let's flip that camera around, and ooh, then again we can see Tanya's beautiful artwork of the Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. And ooh, what will it be? So many questions. What will it be? Well, here is a little sneak peek, and hopefully you've all seen Tanya's beautiful Instagram post. I love her drawings. They're so cute, and she always tries to do a little clue. So there were some decorative stitches in that post, and then again, ooh, there's some decorative stitches here, which we'll explain about in a little bit. So, ooh, as we come around here. Now, our other clues to our machine, it comes with an instructional DVD, as so many of our machines do. So I really hope you all view them. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. So that is included. Oh, and there's also another CD called PC Application Pack. So again, a lot of information in here, some additional programs, software programs that you would download to your computer. Either, again, it has to be a PC for your, again, laptop or a desktop computer to allow you to do more with this machine. But, you know, you can always use the machine without using this PC application pack, but this will allow you to do more with your machine. So it's always good to download these CDs when you can. So yeah, some beautiful, again, decorative stitches that we're going to talk about that this machine will do. And oh, what will it be? It is the fabulous, oh, I got to move the camera back, the beautiful Continental M7. Now, if you are a regular viewer of Janome HQ, thank you for your loyalty. And if you are not, again, welcome to Janome HQ. And yes, on our Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour, we've already talked about the Continental M7. Oh, but it was several months ago. Now, you can go back to the Janome HQ YouTube channel to review what I previously showed and demoed and talked about on the Continental M7. Oh, Nancy Lee Drew loves her M7. Fabulous. Oh, yes, and my machine, yay, excellent. That is great to hear. But yes, because there is so much to the Continental M7, that's why I thought, oh, it is worth a revisit. Because, again, there's just so much to show. Oh, Georgia Krieger says, the best machine ever. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, and I am Ginger's here. Hello. Perfect timing, Tanya. So, yes, with the Continental M7, again, there is so much to share. There's so much to show. So, again, I thought it was time to revisit it, and specifically, oh, Cheryl, hello. Specifically, what we're going to talk about is, again, the decorative element to the Continental M7. Now, last time when I demonstrated the M7, I showed again about the separate AccuFeed motor, and that we can use it with our decorative stitches. Oh, and Heidi's here. Hello. Sandra loves her M7 too. Oh, that's excellent to hear. Again, what's not to love? There is, again, so much to this machine. And again, typically everyone calls it, oh, it's like a beast, and it's a tank, and it's, you know, so heavy duty. We've got, again, a all metal base here, 13.5 inches from your center needle all the way over here. Again, all metal base, as all Janome machines, the cast aluminum frame, and then again, all the pretty pieces are added to it. This beautiful 7-inch LCD screen, kind of right in the middle, so it's perfect sight line. Again, there's so many pluses to this machine. Telescoping thread stand, we can see back here, which is perfect thread delivery for high-speed sewing. This is 1300 stitches per minute. And yes, again, very heavy duty, so great if you're into, tote bags, or again, you're going to do, barbecue covers and boat covers and all of that heavy duty sewing. You want to sew on some leather, great. But the Continental M7 also has a variety of decorative stitches, and there's so many decorative things you can do. It's not just a big heavy duty machine. You can also do very delicate sewing as well. And certainly with this big throat space, yes, it's great for quilting, but again, if you're a garment sewer as well, there's so much versatility to this machine. So today I have it in this, gorgeous, look at all this extra space here. Your Janome dealer has access to a lot of these fabulous sewing furniture, the sewing cabinets that Janome Canada here stocks in our warehouse. So your Janome dealer may not have the tables, the furniture in their store, but they could always order it for you. So when you get this big, beautiful machine, Continental M7 again is quite big, so it needs an equally big table. And then look at all this gorgeous room. I've got it filled full of all these fabulous products. This table, we have a number of wonderful partner suppliers, partner products with Janome. This table is by Horn of America. So even you can Google Horn of America to find out more about the company, but this is one of the fabulous tables, again, here in our Janome Canada warehouses that we stock. So not only do you can get a insert to fit your Continental M7 here, but you can also get a variety of inserts for a variety of machines. But I love things like, it's got wonderful details like this drawer that has the, look at that, like whisper, quiet, soft touch. So there's no slamming of the drawer, so that's great. And of course, extra storage. So when we talk about all the fabulous accessories for your Continental M7, having the space to store it is wonderful. So things like our low tension blue dot bobbin holder, for example, there is one specific for the Continental M7. So when you get this from your Janome dealer, when you want to order a blue dot bobbin holder, which is great because of that low tension for free motion quilting or ruler quilting, then you would like to use that low tension bobbin holder. So you need to make sure that it says Continental M7 Professional, because it has its own. There is an optical bobbin thread sensor in the Continental M7. So that's one reason why that blue dot bobbin holder is specific to the M7, unlike the blue dot bobbin holders for the other machines. Optic magnifiers is something else that is specific to the Continental M7. Now we do have optic magnifiers that come with some other machines, or again, they're available in a separate blister pack. But then we want to make sure that here on the packaging that it says for Continental M7, maybe you can see down there, Continental M7 Professional, that we need to get the specific one because it is a longer arm than is on the other optic magnifiers. Now here I have it already attached and I can just swing it around like that, and you can see there's various degrees of magnification here, so you can really get up close to your needle to see very detailed work, and then you can spin it out of the way when you need to. So again, that's available. The optic magnifiers are available for a number of machines, but again, the Continental M7 has their own because of this bar is a little bit bigger to fit around the machine. So that's a great accessory to keep handy in your drawer. Or then again, another accessory that is specific for Continental M7, the Ultra Glide needle plate and Ultra Glide foot. Now we have again a similar set for other 9mm machines, but because the Continental M7 has a magnetic needle plate holder. It's a very cool system. That again, it needs its specific needle plate for Continental M7. So don't mix it up with the Ultra Glide needle plate and Ultra Glide foot that's available for other 9mm machines. You want to make sure the packaging says Continental M7. So again, all these fabulous accessories are optional accessories. They're available from your Janome dealer. And again, you can fit them in your fabulous sewing drawer here from this beautiful Horn of America table. But yes, the machine itself, once I wake it up here, then I wanted to go over again. It does so many beautiful decorative things. So when we go into our decorative category, in all Janome machines, the decorative stitches are always those little curly cues there. So when we go in and we can see, oh yes, here's all my applique stitches, heirloom stitches, quilting stitches, so on, decorative, the long and pictograph stitches, all of that. So that's great. And again, that depending on which machine you have, you may have, you know, more or less of these kinds of stitches. But again, it's great that they're all built into the machine. Oh, hello, I see we've got lots of viewers tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. So when I can go into the decorative stitches here, oh yes, I can scroll through with the arrows here, or I can go up to this little page here, and then there it's showing me in my decorative stitches category, the category up here, then I have all of these stitches from which to choose. So we've got so many here that we can scroll through and see. So, oh, let's see, what stitch did I want to use? Oh, I want to use this, looks like a big cross-hatched X. So when I'm going to do my decorative stitches, I have already attached to the machine is the F foot, which is our satin stitch foot. It has a groove on the bottom that allows for the decorative stitches to form. So that is good to use. And of course, underneath my fabric here, as always, I have some stabilizer to support those decorative stitches. And oh yes, where that stabilizer comes from is our fabulous Madeira stabilizer starter pack. Again, I rave about this all the time on Janome HQ, but I love it because there's so many different stabilizers that you can try out. And yes, there's this wonderful booklet here included. So it goes through all the stabilizers and when to use them and all the little scraps. I use the stabilizers a lot for when I embroider, but I save all the scraps and then I can use them here to test out all these decorative stitches. Now, also when I do decorative stitches, I love using some of this, oh, beautiful embroidery thread. So here we have so many. Also, check with your Janome dealer. They have so many beautiful decorative threads available to them. This is the Madeira Katana thread, the multicolor thread. Like, look how gorgeous is that? Or then we've got the Madeira Polyneon thread. So that's beautiful, but you know, Janome also has Janome polyester embroidery thread, Janome branded. So yes, you can get that from your Janome dealer. And then, ooh, how about these Madeira metallics, and look, even some multicolor metallics. So how gorgeous is that? So when you want to do your decorative stitches, you can really make them shine by using some beautiful thread. But yes, so here in my decorative stitch, then I will just stitch this out a little bit. Again, very smooth, very easy. Certainly it's wonderful to have so much room. You know, if I've got a big project, decorative stitches on a garment, or again, a tote bag, or even add some decorative stitches to a quilt. Whatever you want to do, it's great having all this extra space. And again, as I do my stitching here, I always like to turn down. We do have a speed control. Again, the Continental M7 does 1,300 stitches per minute. But always when I do decorative stitches, especially if it's some of these really fancy, you know, curly stitches, I always like turning down the speed control. So I have it about a medium speed. So yes, I can cut my threads there. And then there is our beautiful decorative stitch. So that's wonderful. And again, the decorative stitches are built into so many of our Janome machines. Oh yes, You've all seen, and a few people have asked me again, oh, what are those scissors that you showed the other week? These are the scissors that I show all the time, these gorgeous Janome duckbill or mini duckling scissors. They're 4 inches. I use them a lot for embroidery, and again with these offset handles for the embroidery hoops, but I always now use them to trim the threads. So those as well are available from your Janome dealer. But yeah, so there is my decorative stitch, again, very beautiful. But what is new for the Continental M7 was this whole new category up here. It's like a decorative little leaf stitch, but then there's another little leaf, but it's a little wonky. It's a little more crafty or a little more artisan. And what that is the hand stitch style. It's a new category of decorative stitches. And again, I can scroll through, it says 1 of 4, so I can scroll through here to see all my decorative hand stitch style stitches, or I can touch this little piece of paper up here, and then there is all my hand stitch style. There's ultimately, in this big sample here, there is 52 hand stitch styles. Oh, Tanya, I need you. Yes, look at all of those. I stitched them all out. They were stitched with that beautiful Madeira katana multicolor thread. So look at those, how gorgeous that is. And I just stitched them on denim. But yes, there's 52 of that hand stitch style. Oh, hello everyone. Hello, hello. So fun to play with. And oh, can you see that stitch? That looks like just that kind of X stitch that I just stitched. So when I select that, it looks a little, ooh, it looks a little wonky there. And again, it says hand stitch style. So now when I stitch this out, you'll be able to see the difference. That it's just very fun. Again, I love just the playful nature of these stitches. Again, they looked a little more crafty, a little more, again, sort of earthy, artisan-y. So it's just fun to say, oh, great, what could I use these for? How can I use all of these stitches? So again, there's so much creativity to this machine. It's not just a big, heavy-duty workhorse. So again, I will stitch this out, and again, I'd love to have controls like, oh yes, we've got our automatic presser foot lift and our scissor button, needle up down, lock button, reverse button, stop start. So again, we don't have to always use the presser foot, so that's always good to use, or always good features to have. So there, can you see like it's a little bit, again, a little bit more wonky. So here's my decorative stitch, but then this one is very, very cute. So again, it's fun, just a whole new category of stitches to explore on the Continental M7 in this hand stitch style. Now, then here's another example. So there is my leaf. Again, it's a nice straight line, and then the leaves here are a little more curved, a little bit more rounded. But then this is my hand stitch style one. So again, that vine isn't quite straight. It's a little more organic. You know, most leaves and vines don't always grow so straight, so that's a little more organic, a little more true to nature. And again, the shape of the leaves are a little bit, you know, less perfect. They're less teardrop shape. They're, again, a little bit more organic. So that's, again, the contrast of regular decorative stitch, and that's that hand stitch style. So how cool is that? So very, very fun. So yes, other beautiful decorative elements, other decorative stitches are these tapering stitches. So now a number of our machines, oh, the Skyline S9 and the Memoricraft 15,000 quilt maker, that 9400, 9450, they all have these tapering stitches. So this is a very fun element that, that we have, again, a lot of the decorative stitches, but then tapering, we can taper down the point of like this satin stitch, for example, or this Greek key design. Do you see this is the way it normally is stitched, but then we can taper off that edge. or this big wide, satin stitch there, we can taper that edge on both sides, both ends. So that adds a whole nother new fun decorative element to what you can do to the stitches built into the machine. So here's some more examples of decorative stitches and the tapering function. So then again, you can see then down here, ooh, where's my camera? Down here, then there, you can see there's my row of the decorative stitch, but then it tapers off into a point. And then here, some of the heirloom stitches. And again, built into a number of machines, but then again, they taper down into a point. So, oh, Tanya says, that looks so cool. Yes, I agree, Tanya. I thought the tapering was a very cool feature. And again, built into a number of machines, a number of Janome machines, but now, again, also built into the Continental M7. So, again, where would you use these fabulous tapering stitches? Well, you can do a lot of fun. And again, there's so many of them that you can see. That's like the feathering of the variable zigzag stitch, and again, there it's tapered off to a point. So when would you use all these beautiful tapered stitches? Oh, well, here I've created a whole little picture frame. So, initially I bought my Memory Craft 15,000, about 6 years ago, in order to embroider quilt labels, because I hated writing them out, normally by hand. So here, wouldn't this make a great frame for your quilt labels that you could write it, or again, embroider your information for your quilt, but make this beautiful, again, like a picture frame, a border with your tapered stitches, and how that big wide, satin stitch there tapers into the corner. So that's a very cool application. Or it could even be, 2 corners here, like how delicate that is. So this could be, again, on a tote bag, or maybe on a placemats, or table runners, or in the corner of napkins. Like, how beautiful would that be? And there's another, it's just the corner there. So, and tapering, it could be as long as you want. Here, the actual stitch can be as long as you want. So this would be like a beautiful border all around a table runner, let's say. And then again, you're only tapering into the corners. So that's very cool. That's a great application. Or then here, as I was experimenting, and that's always, 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 and especially with decorative stitches and tapering stitches, you need to experiment. So on this old dress shirt, this is one of Joe's dress shirts. I don't know if you can see like the stains under the arms and such, but I purposely use this shirt and I point out, things like the stains and, the ring around the collar, because it's a very old shirt. But why, you're going to toss it out anyway, and maybe you're going to throw it to the thrift store, or maybe you're just going to throw it away. But no, don't. Use it and experiment with your decorative stitches, and specifically your tapering stitches. So how about this? Add some tapering to a collar. This is, again, a ready-made shirt. You don't always have to start from scratch, but what a good way to dress up a very plain shirt. Just add a little tapered stitches to the collar. Or how about in between the button placket here, add some tapered stitches there. So how cool is that? And especially because, there's already interfacing in this button placket. So I didn't need to add any other stabilizer. The stabilizer is already in between the layer of this fabric, so it was good to support my stitches. Now I ended up using just our regular pre-wound white bobbin thread, but I certainly could have matched it to my embroidery thread there. But yeah, that's a good application. Or how about just a little, right across the top edge of the pocket, I was able to lay the pocket down in the bed of the machine, just enough to do that row of decorative stitches. Now there I did use a stabilizer and then tore the rest of it away. Typically with garments though, the rule is if you wear it, don't tear it. I would instead use like a cutaway, probably an iron-on and cutaway stabilizer here being a garment. But with that little bit, the tearaway was fine. And again, this is just an experiment. Or again, how about add some tapering stitches here to the placket of the sleeve, so that adds a little designer touch. So how cool is that? And again, those tapered stitches are so fun. So where you access them in all, again, one thing that's wonderful about Janome machines, regardless of which one they are, the icons are always the same. So again, decorative stitches are always those little curly cues. The fonts are always the ABC. And in this case, the tapered stitches are those, again, there's the taper there, the little zigzag stitch with the taper. So when I click that, there is my screen. And again, I can scroll through the number of pages here. It says 2 of 3 or 3 of 3 for all my stitches. Or again, I can go up there and hit that little piece of paper, and there is all my tapering stitches. So I was going to select this one here. I find is so delicate. And then when you go into this little icon here, it will tell you you're first going to focus on your starting angle, basically, and you have all these angles from which to choose if you wish, or turn it off, and then it's not going to angle it at all. But in this case, let's say I want a 45 degree for when I start my decorative stitch. Maybe I want a 30 degree, and you can see it little by little, like it does change, so you can see what it looks like. Or there's a 90 degree, so I'm going to change that to 45. This column here that's highlighted in blue is my middle section of stitches. So those are the regular, decorative stitch. And this infinity sign, if that is selected, that it's highlighted in the lighter blue, then that means, oh, I could stitch a row of those decorative stitches as long as I want. It'll go until I say stop. Or I can already pre-program if I select the numbers here, that's again highlighted in the lighter blue, and then I can either select, oh, I want 2 or 3 or 4, or I can hit that little calculator and say, oh, I want 15 rows of stitches, and it will stitch that out before doing the other angle. So I'm just going to bring that back to 2. So there, and then the next column that we select is our bottom angle. Again, we can turn it off if we wish, or what kind of angle do we want to finish. So there's 30 degrees, or there's again 90 degrees. I'm going to do 45 degree again. Now again, there is more information in your instruction manual. And I love going through my manual, and I make these little tabs. Some of our manuals have the index in them, and some don't. But even if they have the index in it, I always like putting these tabs so I can see more easily and more quickly of where the information is. So our hand stitch style, for example, that's on page 97. There is some more information all about those beautiful hand stitch styles, again, those little wonky stitches. So that's in your manual. Or then your tapering stitches, page 85. There is more information there, all about your tapering stitches. So that's always a great resource. And then, in the back of your book here, it says, I've got labeled stitch chart. So when I look at my stitch chart, there's all of our beautiful, there's our category of decorative stitches. And these stitches here in purple, it says on the bottom of the page, the stitch patterns in purple can be tapered. And if they're light gray stitches, they can be flipped vertically as well. So there's some gray stitches, so those could be flipped, mirror image, or again, the purple stitches can be tapered. So again, more information in your manual. So that is always good. But you know, also, ooh, another great resource for your Continental M7. Yes, the workbook. Now, I need to check with Tanya ultimately if these are back in stock. I know we're waiting, and then they came in, and of course they flew out the door. And then we got another shipment, and then they flew out the door. So again, if then they're possibly, again, I'm not sure if they're here in our warehouse, but you can certainly order them from your Janome dealer, and as soon as they come into the warehouse, yes, they will fly out the door directly to you. But the Continental M7 workbook is a great resource on how to use all these fun decorative elements with your machine. So yes, then there I've got my tapering stitches again. Oh, I could go on forever. But I see my time is already racing. So here I'm going to do some beautiful decorative stitches here. Oh, and I'm going to turn on my auto pivot feature, is another great element to the Continental M7. And again, a number of our Janome machines have that. So whenever it's highlighted in yellow means that it is selective, then it's active. So here I'm going to stitch out, oh, there we go. So here I'm going to stitch out my beautiful stitch that is going to taper at a 45-degree angle, and you can select, you know, which angle. Is that going to angle to the right or angle to the left? There is so much versatility in the machine. It's amazing of what it can do. So as that's stitching out and doing its thing, a great resource, if you go to our janome.ca or janome.com website and go to the Skyline S9 landing page, as we call it, and there at the Skyline S9 page is an exercise that says tapering. So there, our fabulous Nancy Fiedler, oh, I just adore her, Janome America educator, she has prepared this wonderful exercise all about tapering that again is on the Skyline S9 page. Skyline S9, I believe, was the first machine with tapering. So that's why it's on that page. But you can go to the website, and then again, it walks you through all how to use the tapering. So that is a great resource that you can print out. So now that I'm done that one line of stitching, I have my auto pivot feature selected. So now, ooh, I can pivot my fabric. And now I can continue stitching. And again, I have that perfect corner there. You can see already in my finished sample, like how perfect is that? It's tapered up on this end, and then it's beautifully tapered here in the corner. So again, this could be on, again, my collar, or this could be on a placemat, you know, whatever. The sky's the limit for when you are going to play with these decorative stitches. Now, speaking of playing with decorative stitches and getting the most from your machine, in this case, the Continental M7, but again, a number of our machines have so many decorative stitches, and a number of our machines already have those tapering stitches specifically. But another great resource for those and how to play with your decorative stitches and use them all, I'm going to cut my threads, and then you can see they're live right before your eyes. Look how gorgeous that is, how beautiful that is. And again, with that beautiful, in this case, I'm using the Iris polyester embroidery thread, again, available from your Janome dealer. So here I have that same polyester embroidery thread in my bobbin, and then there is my stabilizer on the back. But again, how gorgeous is that? But yes, to make the most of your decorative stitches. Ooh, does your machine perhaps, oh, do those decorative stitches look familiar? Oh, I know a number of our machines have that little heart. Like, isn't that so cute? Especially with Valentine's coming up next month. Or how about that? Remember, look at that gorgeous little basket of flowers. You know, especially at this time in winter, wouldn't we all love to look out our window and see those beautiful flowers? But again, while we're covered in snow, we can't. So how about stitching them on your machine and hanging this up somewhere in your sewing room so you see these beautiful flowers. Doesn't that basket look very familiar? Look at those stitches. So yes, built into a number of your machine, there are these beautiful decorative stitches, or gee, those looks like tapering to me. So where these all came from, oh, I wish I was this creative and had this much artistry, but no, my fabulous friend Heidi Profetti, who you may already follow on Facebook. She is a Janome America maker, and Heidi is going to be on the Janome Sewing Machines Facebook page at 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday. That's Friday, January 15th, like just in 2 days from now. So on Janome Sewing Machines page on Facebook, that's Janome America's Facebook page, again at 3 p.m. Eastern, Heidi is going to be doing these fabulous decorative stitches with the Continental M7, but again, so many of our machines have these decorative stitches, or again, have these tapered stitches built into them, so you can still follow along, play along, and do such beautiful artistry. And again, it always helps when you have, some beautiful threads. Something else I wanted to show, again, as far as stabilizers, as well on Janome HQ, I've talked about that fabulous Terreal Magic before, that will stiffen your fabric. Again, it's almost like paper. So that's always good to use with your decorative stitches. Or then, yes, when we have some iron-on stabilizer, but then if you're not using an iron-on stabilizer, I like using that artistic tack spray, and I spray the stabilizer and then lay my fabric over it. So then it's a temporary adhesive to, again, beef up your fabric to do those decorative stitches, but it will also then wash out as well. So yes, in addition to this fabulous, again, other great accessories to have are lots of bobbins, especially for your decorative threads. Maybe you would like, in this case, some special red colored bobbins, and you would wind your decorative thread, your polyester embroidery thread, for example, on these red bobbins. So that way you know, that's what the your decorative thread is wound on. Oh yes, the hearts. I know, isn't that gorgeous? So if you all go to Heidi Profetti, there's 2 F's and 2 T's in her last name, I believe. So Heidi Profetti is Janome America maker, and again, she'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern, Friday, January 15th on Janome Sewing Machines Facebook page, doing these presentations. And again, a number of those, hearts are built in, those little curly cues I recognize in a number of machines. And again, how perfect for Valentine's Day coming up. So yes, I just printed those out from Heidi's Facebook page. But I just wanted to show you else some fabulous goodies for your Continental M7. Ooh, can you see that beautiful trolley that, yes, when you're going to move such a big machine, there are handles built into the machine, though, on either side. So in addition to the handle that goes on top of the machine, so it is easier to move with those built-in handles on either side. But this beautiful case is available, again, from your Janome dealer to transport your big Continental M7. So how perfect is that? And then I wanted to show you all, yes, this is the extension table that also comes with the Continental M7. So look at how big that is. So if you don't have this fabulous table to recess your machine down into, you can also get this fabulous extension table that comes included with the machine, and then this little pull-out drawer. Everybody fell in love with this drawer. That, again, room for bobbins, extra presser feet, your needle plates. The machine comes with 3 needle plates. The HP, the high performance, more like industrial needle plate, the straight stitch needle plate, and the regular zigzag needle plate. So that all comes included in your beautiful accessory box over there. So yes, there is so much, and again, I could talk forever about this machine, so maybe we'll even have to do another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour featuring the Continental M7. So yes, I will just put this down for now and spin around, to say thank you, everyone, for joining me today. I know that always seems like a big whirlwind because, again, I could go on and talk forever about this machine. There is so much for it. So definitely contact your Janome dealer and see if they have one in their store. Again, I know right now, at least here in Ontario, as we're locking down even more, but you know, still, if you're able to get a curbside pickup of a machine, you can order from your Janome dealer, or again, whatever products you may be ordering as well, if they are on back order. Thank you so much for your patience, but as soon as they're coming into our warehouse, they will go out to the dealer and then they will go out to you. So the main thing is keep ordering from your Janome dealer, and that way as soon as they come in, they'll go directly to you. Or to the store, and then they will go to you. But yes, thank you everyone for joining me today. It's been wonderful to spend the afternoon with you. Thank you, Tanya. Yes, there's always so much to learn. So yes, I'm learning all the time too. And again, I love seeing, I'm learning from Heidi. Again, it's so great to follow everyone again on social media to see what's available. So yes, there's always so much to learn. Oh yes, and then the handmade event with Jennifer Tryon. Thank you so much for that shout out. So yes, if you all jump on to jennifertryon.com, that's Tryon, jennifertryon.com. You know, Jennifer does our shopping channel presentations here in Canada, and then she's having this big handmade virtual sewing event, and there's so many teachers. Liz is going to be doing a class, and then Kim Jameson Hirsch from Chatterbox Quilt is going to be doing a class, and a lot of the Janome America makers are doing classes, and I'm going to be doing a segment all about needles and threads and stabilizers and all of those, you know, mysteries. What should I use when? But yes, that's going to be in March, so that's coming up very soon. So again, go to jennifertryon.com to sign up there too. So yes, good, Sandra Gimmel's already signed up. That's fabulous. Okay, wonderful. So thank you, everyone. Yes, stay safe, everyone, please. And I will see you all next week for another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Yes, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.